Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing well. It's been a minute, isn't it? It's been 2 weeks anyway. But still, anytime I don't do this in a week, I really miss it. So it's always nice to be back. Hope you all are doing well. How's the month be? It's been a good month for me. So I hope it has been the same for you guys. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Olabisi. I'm an event planner from Lagos, Nigeria. Now, this channel has nothing to do with event planning. It's a faith and a lifestyle channel. And like I said, if you're new, I would love for you to join the community. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So welcome once again. So today I'll be briefly. If you guys remember the series I started last month, which is I said it's going to be like I'll try to do it like once in a month. We'll just pick a topic and we'll talk about it. So this is one of the topic we'll be talking about, and the series is titled "Let's Talk About It." So today we'll be talking about pride. I don't want to do drum roll because I know obviously you've seen the title before you watch this. But just forgive me and my dramatics. Okay, so today we'll be talking about pride. So guys, let's talk about it. So pride, I would say, like we all know, pride is the root of many problems that we face in our world today. It is when you excessively self-estimate yourself, which we all know as arrogance. And I would say pride can be explained as evaluating one's opinion and thought above others, and most importantly, above God's authoritative word. That is pride. When you just feel your opinion is your opinion, like is better than any other person. No matter what someone say, you only said, well, I would say, in my opinion, I think. Not necessarily, I'm not saying you being opinionated means you're prideful. I'm just saying sometimes you have always having an opinion on every topic may come across as pride. And if you don't know if you're prideful or not, I would advise you talk to people that you're close to, ask them questions, and people that will be brutally honest with you. Maybe you can start with your family and ask them that, do you think I'm prideful? And whatever they say, make sure you're open to listen and you're open to make correction. Now, the reason why I pick these topics are usually things that me myself have one way or the other fought or have battled with in the past, or in fact, I would say as a human being, you can't tell me you've never, like in your life, you've never had situations that you think you're better than someone else, or that your heart is just full of pride. I think it's just human nature. Pride is little things may cause pride. Little things like you driving on the road and you see a smaller car that wants to overtake you, and that's when you accelerate like, nobody will give you prize at the end of that, but it's just that human nature in you. It's just that prideful thinking. And pride sometimes can come across as when no matter what people say, you always think your opinion is like the main thing, like you know it all, sha. So that is pride. So now I'm going to be giving you 5 following tips that that has really helped me, that I think it will help you too if you do these steps religiously, if you follow these steps religiously. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, the first tip is be aware. Like I said, when I talk about these topics, it's usually things that I myself have dealt with, or I've recently dealt with, or I'm dealing with. In fact, let me just say that because I'm human. So it's usually easy for me to do research and try to see when I'm coming across as being prideful. So it's all about you being it's all about you bettering yourself. So if you say, one day you want to be married, one day you want to have kids, one day you want to be, in fact, maybe wherever you are now you're a leader, you don't want to have pride in your heart. That's one thing, like that's one thing that I just can't, like, all my life I've always prayed to God to help me deal with. I remember as a teenager, my mom once said something happened. I can't really remember what happened, but she quoted at the time I didn't know it was James 4:6. She quoted it to me, and of course it was in Yoruba. She said something like that God sees a pride person from a far distance. I'm interpreting it the way she said it in Yoruba, and he honors the pride. he honors the humble. Sorry, he honors the humble. So when growing up now, that I've now come across the Bible verse, it's James 4:6, which says, "But he gives more grace. Therefore, he says, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble." So if you're proud, the Bible is literally saying God will resist you. Like, God cannot stand it. You know what someone resisting someone is? God literally will resist you if you're a proud person. So this is not something that you can take lightly. This is something that I feel you need to work on. If you call yourself a Christian, or you want to what's the word? You want to do the will of God, you can't have pride in your heart. So the first thing I would say, first things first, number one, be aware. Now, I believe you can't solve a problem without you being aware of the problem. The first step is you checking your pride. The first step in you checking your pride is you recognizing when you're being prideful. You need to recognize when you're being prideful, that okay, maybe I should just step back. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe this will come across as pride. That's the first thing. Now, be introspective. Now, I'm not saying you should be too hard on yourself. No, don't be. And this is coming from someone that is very, very self-critical. So that's not a good trait. It's not a good quality. Be introspective, but don't be too hard on yourself. Think about it. Try to check yourself on times where you come across as being prideful. Now, once you start listening to your thoughts about others, you'll be able to exercise better control over your pride. I don't know if this makes sense. The moment you start, some of us move around like every other person is just an idiot, and I'm the one that knows everything. I'm the one that my opinion on all this stuff. I know what I'm talking about. That's how some people move around. Like, you don't know what you're saying, Jerry, but me, I know exactly what I'm saying. I come correct all the time. Please be aware. Try to listen. Start listening to your thoughts and thinking about others. You'll be able to exercise better. That will help you exercise better control over your pride. How do you see people? In fact, I think I'll get to that verse later. How do you see people? How do you interact with people? What are your opinions about people? How do you think? Or do you just, anytime you walk in a room, you just think you're better than every other person in there? So be aware. Like, that's the first step to checking your pride. You need to be aware. You can't solve a problem without recognizing it, isn't it? So be aware. Number two, don't take yourself too seriously. Now, this may sound like, really? Yes. Don't take yourself too seriously. Now, Psychology Today explained that pride comes from the fear of embarrassment or shame. Now, if you're willing to laugh at yourself, admit that you don't know everything, and ignore prideful thoughts when they enter your brain, you can avoid creating a mental and personal blocking that will hinder your growth. Let me explain this. If you're willing to laugh at yourself, you're willing to admit to yourself that, oh, I don't know everything, and you don't feel ashamed when someone corrects you, because I think that's like a major problem for some people. Like, when someone corrects them, they are in the defensive. They go on that defensive mode, like, no, I know what I'm talking about. Excuse me, guys, you may not know what you're talking about. So you'll be willing to laugh at yourself, like, and admit to yourself that, you know what, I don't know. And now that you've said it, now that you've corrected me, okay, now I understand, or now I see where you're coming from. I'm not saying when people shut you down, that will feel good. It may not feel good, but learn to admit to yourself that I didn't know that, and this person corrected me, and take that correction and move on. And just don't take yourself too seriously. Come on, life is not that hard. Please don't take yourself too seriously. Like, just, in fact, the moment you laugh at yourself, people will laugh with you, in opposed to laughing at you. So don't take yourself too seriously. Number 3, be open-minded. Now, prideful thinking is you saying it's your way or the highway. I think I said I was going to get to this. When you think, oh, it's your no, me, I know what I'm talking about. You don't always know what you're talking about. Even me, that I'm sitting here giving all these advices because I've read something somewhere. There is no opinion that you're giving that is newly formed. It's because you've seen something has influenced that opinion you have. You've read something, you've heard something. So there is no opinion that anybody have that I believe in this world is newly formed. So please, prideful thinking is you thinking that it's your way or the highway. Now, if you feel yourself shutting someone down before they even finish or start a sentence, I would say take a breath and make yourself focus on their opinion. Now, I'm not saying you have to agree. You don't have to agree. In fact, you don't even have to understand. But just take a moment and breathe and just let that person finish what they have to say. You don't have to agree. Trust me. Like, there are a lot of things. In fact, I remember there was a setting I used to be. In fact, it was my fellowship my fellowship at some point, and there was someone that we had there that anytime we had a topic and we're discussing, and this person is always going off topic. Guess what? Because this person was in a loving environment that didn't just shut him down every other time. The least we will do is we'll just tell him that, oh no, that's not what we mean. Then we explain it to him. If I tell you that with time, I saw this person improve and become better because they are in a loving environment. So if you as a prideful person come in and you're shutting everybody down, that no, what are you saying? You don't know what I'm talking about. Come on. Who made you the queen of people's opinion? Do you understand? So try to be open-minded. Just listen to that. You don't even have to agree. In fact, you don't have to understand it. And guess what? You can always ask for clarifications. You can always ask for clarifications. So try to be open-minded. That's number 4. I would say listen, don't talk. Listen, don't talk. Me saying, just like the last point, being open-minded, sometimes you just have to listen. Now, being a know-it-all has never has a nice connotation. It is impossible to know everything. It is impossible. And people who pretend to know it all often are resented. Yeah. People don't like you because you think you know everything. Now, you may say, I don't care if people like me or not. Yes, you do. The moment you're even saying you don't care, you do. Anybody that come around me and tell me, I don't care what people's opinion about me is, I'm looking at you like, you care. You really care. That's why you're talking about it. So I would say, listen, don't talk. Like I said, you don't have to get the point. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to agree with it. But just listen. Let someone finish what they have to say. It won't hurt you, would it? So listen, don't talk. In fact, I had to train myself to listen to people. Like, listen. Now, in fact, sometimes I will so listen to you that I will even forget what my opinion is. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? Just have it your way. Just have it your way. Just listen. Don't talk. Don't be that person that talks over people. You won't let them finish. You are in there telling them how they are wrong, what they are saying that is bad. Listen. Don't let them land their point. You don't have to agree. You don't have to understand. You can ask for clarification, but listen. Don't talk. This will help you check your pride. Last but not the least is mind your business. This may sound funny, but trust me, mind your business. Minding your business is someone that is prideful, that will be in everybody's business. You always have something to say. You always have an opinion about everything. In fact, at this point, even when I have an opinion, sometimes I don't share. I'm just like, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. I'll keep it moving because I don't believe my opinion is the be it all. How is that thing said? Like, my opinion is not the end of it. So mind your business. Your prideful thoughts are what make you think you should have an opinion and share your opinion every time. That's your prideful thought. You may have an opinion. You don't have to share. It's not going to harm anybody, especially if you were not asked to share that opinion to begin with. So is that prideful thought that makes you think you need to always, even when when two people are discussing right beside you and nobody's talking to you, you want to say, no, you think, what me I would think in that situation, what I would have done is, nobody asked you. Mind your business. Mind your business. You don't have to have an opinion over every topic, even when you're asked. There are times I will have an opinion over a thing, but I'm like, or maybe someone else in the room has even shared whatever it is I was thinking. So just because you want to talk, you still be making the same point, but you just want to talk. So I think this few tips of mine will help you to put your pride in check. The goal is to be better people. So when that Mr. Right comes, in fact, I know men cannot even stand women that are proud. and a lot of them, because you know men are built with ego, they are born with ego inbuilt in them. So you need to put your pride in check. Aside that, the Bible says God resists the proud. God resists the proud. Like as a teenager, that Bible that my mom quoted to me as a teenager, till this day I never forget. So I'm like, oh my God. In fact, she said it in Yoruba like this, like Ọlọ́run wo onígbéraga lókè rere, meaning God's literally looking at you from a far distance. And the New King James Version is what interpreted as God resists the proud. And we as Christians, let me read this Bible verse to you before I round this up. Philippians 2:3-4 says, don't be selfish, don't try to impress others, be humble, thinking of others as better than yourself. So in fact, you're supposed to see every other person as better than yourself. I'm not saying you should go around comparing yourself to people. I'm just saying you should let it just be your default mode. That's my default mode these days. In fact, it got to a point that I was literally dealing with imposter syndrome, because at that point I was just like, nah, I don't deserve these things. No, where am I? God has to just remind me of who I am in Him. It's better for God to be the one to show you, to tell you that, oh, yeah, you're a royal priesthood, you have been set apart, No, have that self-image in Christ, not you building your whatever, your ego, your pride on the fact that you know these things. You are intelligent, I'm smart. There's someone smarter. There will always be someone more intelligent. There will always be someone. In fact, there are geniuses. Are you a genius? No. So let's all calm down. So I think these few tips will help you put your pride in check. So if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, please share, subscribe, and comment. Don't be selfish with your comments. Comment, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.